Where's your shirt?
Sorry. I'm too fat for mine.
Me too, but I'm still wearing it. Too much cheesecake.
Yeah.
You're watching So Awkward. This is Freddy Krueger saying hi.
Hey, welcome to So Awkward. I'm Jester.
I'm Don.
And this is the first episode.
Of 108 episodes.
180.
Fingers crossed. 180?
I think so. Of us reviewing The Golden Girls. If you're not aware, it just started streaming on Hulu.
It started on Valentine's Day? Or the day before?
The day before. It's what I've been doing with my life ever since.
We're both Golden Girls fans.
Yes.
I've probably seen every episode. I don't know.
I'm sure you have.
I used to watch it when it originally aired. And then I've watched it. It's always on somewhere. But then we saw that it's now on Hulu.
Yeah.
Every episode. 7 seasons.
episode.
I was shocked. I didn't realize there was that many. And we just watched the pilot episode.
The engagement.
Long story short, I would say start with episode 2. It's not the strong. They're working at the kinks. There's that character. What's his name?
Coco.
Coco. There.
Sophia refers to him as the fancy man. He is their gay live-in cook.
He never appears again. He was written out.
Oh, right.
Because it's very strange. He does not. It's the dynamic of the show is 4 retired female friends living together in Miami. There's no place.
There's no place for Coco.
There's no place for it's not. It's about the show works because of the dynamic and chemistry between the 4 friends. He's not there. Does he work for Blanche? He definitely cooks and cleans up after them.
Right.
It's sort of like how Alice every time Alice was on the Brady Bunch, it's just like you feel sorry for her. Because they take her to the Grand Canyon and she's still wearing her uniform.
Right, she's still wearing the uniform. This guy wore a bathrobe, though.
Yeah. That's a sweet uniform. I think for its time, when did this even premiere?
85.
85. I think they were attempting to be progressive, to have a gay character.
Right.
But they didn't pull it off.
They do have a lesbian character later on.
They do have a gay character later on, too.
Oh, they do! Blanche is...
Well, at some point over the course of 7 seasons, every ethnicity, every sexual preference, every religion is some member of the Golden Girls family. Yes. There's a blind person, right?
Yeah. And
also Sophia's character, I think they soften her as the series.
Sure.
Because they explain she's obviously the crabby, mean old lady who says whatever comes to her mind. She has no filter or tact. And there's a really awkward exposition scene where Blanche explains she had a stroke, so she lost her ability to think about what she said. Like there's some really awkward way they wrote it, and it makes no sense. But they were explaining this is this character's trait. Whereas I think as the show develops, she's just a crabby old lady. There's no medical reason for it.
I don't think so.
She's just a human being. And that works better. And she's also nicer.
They do reference her stroke throughout the show. But I don't know if it's because of what she's saying.
I don't know. I don't remember. Whereas they make Rose gets dumber and dumber.
Rose gets dumber.
Like they turn her into a cartoon to the show's credit. I mean, because she's not that dumb in this one.
She's not. Also, Blanche isn't Southern in this episode. Did you catch that? Oh, and her name isn't right. When the police officer comes to the door, he doesn't call her Blanche Devereaux. He calls her Blanche Hollingsworth. which is her maiden name later
Interesting.
on.
Good catch. I didn't notice that she wasn't Southern.
I don't think she's Southern in this episode.
Yeah. She's not playing the part of a Southern belle. And because this episode is about, she meets a guy and she's going to marry him. But then for some reason, it doesn't work out. And the idea in the scene where they were all waiting for him to show up, because the wedding was going to be in her living room.
Yes.
With no guests.
No guests.
That there's no way Blanche, the Southern Belle character, would have that wedding.
Right.
Even as a second wedding.
Right.
Like, that made absolutely no sense. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And there were no friends showed up except for the other Golden Girls.
Right.
Like, Blanche would have if Blanche was going to get married again, she would have a huge, extravagant, Big Daddy would come.
Big Daddy would come. Absolutely.
So
would
there's,
Blanche even accept a proposal without telling Big Daddy?
I don't think so. She would. And we're not blaming the show
Not at all.
because it, like, they're still establishing, like as the show, every successful show, things are added in and mature and develop. I mean, I'm not gonna say skip it because it's still funny.
It's funny. Sophia is probably the funniest.
She steals
had,
it.
She had the best lines. And I think she had the best delivery.
Definitely. I do think the writing gets better.
Absolutely. Do you know who gets added to the writing team later on?
No.
You're gonna hate this.
Joss Whedon.
His father,
What?
Tom Whedon.
Why would I hate that?
Because you don't like Joss Whedon.
I don't dislike Joss Whedon. I think Joss Whedon could probably write an amazing Golden Girls episode.
He could.
Like, if he wrote, like, a Golden Girls comic book, he should do that. I had no idea his father was a writer.
Yeah, he's not in this. I haven't because I'm further than you are in watching the first season, and his name hasn't appeared yet. I don't know when he gets added to it, but he does become a writer for the Golden Girls.
There's definitely, the writing in this one is definitely not as good as how I think of the Golden
Yeah.
Girls. Which I consider to be one of the best written TV shows ever.
It's great.
And the guy who, you mentioned the guy who plays the cop is a very young Meshack Taylor, who is Anthony on Designing Women. And he was Hollywood in the Mannequin movies. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. Golden Girls this episode, this is not a great installment of Golden Girls, but I think it's interesting to see the roots of the characters. I think no, I was going to say they might tone down Dorothy, but they really don't.
They don't tone down. No. No.
If you have Hulu, watch it. And
Watch
watch
this.
along with us. I don't know
Please.
if we'll actually do every episode. That's our goal. I don't know how often we'll do them.
We're doing every episode. If you're not in every episode, it can just be me.
Yeah,
We're
that's what I was gonna say. Like,
reviewing everyone.
Like, do we rate them?
Sure.
No, because they all get 5 stars.
Okay.
There's no point in rating Golden Girls.
This one wouldn't get 5 stars from me.
No. It's not. I mean, sometimes I don't even know if this episode aired. They tweak it and they refine it. But it's still worth watching. It's still funny. It's just not as funny.
Right.
It felt weird. It felt like this is like a Twilight Zone alternate dimension version of the Golden Girls. With a gay butler.
Right.
Next time we'll have cheesecake. Maybe.
Next time I'll wear my shirt. If I can fit into it.
So stay tuned for part 2 of the Golden Girls roundup. It's a great show. Thanks for watching. Thank you for being a fan.